The plan was fairly simple. Rush basket of seeds. Alright, so real quick, this video assumes that you have no prior progress in farming, so keep that in mind. When you join the garden for the first time, you're going to be playing Gardenscapes for a little while. It's a pretty great feature. I'm glad they made it so that you had to clear out the plot. The first plot you should make is wheat. You should participate in wheat contests to get basket of seeds, because that's going to highly help you regrow efficiently seeds. That's just assuming you don't have replenish. You could use the pasting option to replant seeds, but you'll have to constantly fill your inventory with seeds. It's just a big hassle.
I would know because I went through it and I did it without replenish.
Before you start farming, make sure to just put on a quick little farm suit armor for 20 fortune. It's basically free. Here is my first huge tip of the video, folks. Always have your poster posting. You're gonna need a lot. Each new plot that you opens takes more compost, I don't care how you pronounce it. It takes more than the last, so just, yeah, you're gonna have to wait a while. So I'm doing a wheat contest right now, sorry about that. As far as visitors go, I have a Jerry right now. Jerry is, amazing visitor. You're gonna kind of just ignore them unless they're like super easy or they give you a lot of copper. The ones that require melon or pumpkin, don't do. The ones that require carrot and potato, you probably should do. And the ones that require wheat, you probably shouldn't do because you'll need agronomy sacks. I'm actually throwing. I could have got silver. That's so dumb. I was like a K off. All right, well, there we go. I finished this wheat farm. I got a little sidetracked there. Anyway, yeah, so as far as visitors go, only do them if they give a lot of copper or they're really easy. Otherwise, just refuse most of them. Like, I'd say refuse 80% of them, to be honest. Never ignore Jerry. So the first major upgrade you should get is full farm armor. This is 24 enchanted hay bales. It gives you an additional 20 farming fortune. It's definitely worth it, but it is a pretty annoying grind with basket of seeds. And if you're pasting in the seeds, good luck. As for copper goes, you should be spending your copper on the bracelet, then the belt, then the necklace, then the cloak. Once you get the full farm armor, I'd recommend going for the sacks. They're just very convenient. You don't have to, that's just my recommendation. Your next plot will either be carrot or potato, and both work. I mean, they're basically the same thing. The biggest perk that you get from opening this plot and starting to farm it is the garden XP that you get to level up your garden to unlock better crops. And this is also the best way to get compost. It's not the best way to get compost, it's just the best way that you currently have access to get compost. And once you reach garden level 4, rush pumpkin. Pumpkin's great. Pumpkin allows you to get the lantern helmet. It also allows you to get the farmer boots. It also allows you to get the rancher boots. I mean, it levels up your garden. It's really just great. So farmer boots are the best farming boots in the game. I mean, rancher boots, but they're the same. They give 1 farming fortune per farming level. And same goes with lantern helmet as long as you're holding an axe. So when farming cocoa beans, melon, and pumpkin, lantern helmet is the best helmet in the game. One final great thing about pumpkins is that you don't need replenish. And next, you're gonna completely ignore sugarcane. Sugarcane is like kind of useless. Here's what we really want. Once you hit garden level 6, it's melon time. 3 essential plots that you should have are pumpkin, melon, and wheat. If you have extra plots, use them for different crops to fill visitor requests and level up your garden. Because you'll only have 1 of each, you could just switch between them. Like, you'll farm this fully, and then you'll farm this fully, and as you're farming this will regrow, and vice versa, so it's almost infinite, not quite. In between, you could farm wheat. Another thing that you should be doing is definitely attending every single farming contest you can, because you'll need as many medals and tickets as possible to get the best tools. So the first piece of melon armor that you should craft are melon leggings, because you already have the best boots, and you have the best helmet, and the leggings are cheaper than the chest plate, so you should just get the leggings. It's not too bad, but like, it's kind of annoying. But at this point, you're basically just waiting for compost and garden level 8. Once you hit garden level 8, rush cocoa bean. I'd highly recommend spending your first gold medal on a cocoa chopper. There's many amazing things about cocoa beans. One of the things is that it's the only way to get replenished, obviously. Another great thing is that the farm is infinite. Another great thing is that it's fantastic for compost. Assuming you still don't have replenish, but you have a cocoa chopper, you could just literally farm these cocoa beans and then paste in them over there, and it's a pretty annoying process, but it shouldn't take that long. Obviously, you want your first replenish book on the cocoa chopper. Another thing that is fantastic about axes in this new garden update is they added an enchant called Sunder. Sunder is just harvesting for axes, but it is so good. Lantern helmet makes axes and oftentimes just straight up better than host. And cocoa will be your new crop to farm to get compost. Finally, with cocoa, if you get any visitors requesting like cookies or enchanted cocoa beans, just nice them. A great thing about getting one good axe with Sunder 5 is you could just farm pumpkins and melons with the same axe, and you still get the farming fortune. The only thing that's different is this axe gives 20% more cocoa beans, but it's still amazing on melons and pumpkins. All right, at this point, you should have lantern helmet, rancher boots, 2/4 melon with a good cocoa chopper. And now you can move on to your next task. Rush wheat. You'll need to farm a lot of wheat for cropie armor, unfortunately. So you might want to stack 2 plots on top of each other. I only have 1 and is definitely not even close to infinite. 2 is a little bit closer, but you're gonna want at least 2. Make sure to keep all of your seeds for the boxes of seeds that you'll eventually need to craft. Seeds are pretty annoying to get, so definitely don't sell them or throw them out. As you can see, the cropie chest plate takes 6 boxes of seeds, and same with the leggings, 12 total. And yeah, it's pretty bad, but you're gonna need to farm a lot of wheat. Because you'll be farming a lot of wheat, I'd recommend spending your next gold medal on the wheat hoe. It is pretty good. You can upgrade it to tier 2 pretty easily, get the 1 mil counter. Yeah, you're also going to need to farm potatoes for the cropie armor, but it's not that bad. It's not nearly as much as the wheat. Next is squash. Rush, cocoa, rush, melon, rush, pumpkin. It's horrible. It's really expensive. I mean, this seems pretty self-explanatory. You're just going to want to farm everything. Kind of really nothing else to it. Just gotta get through it. So one thing with squash, cropie, and fermento is that you'll need rare drops, croppies, and stuff like that. And I mean, you'll just get that from farming, but you know, you still gotta keep that in mind. And so in total for 2/4 squash, it's 50 enchanted cookies, 96 enchanted melon blocks, 16 enchanted pumpkins, polished pumpkins, not enchanted pumpkins, and 40 squash. Here's a reminder to keep your composter running. And finally, we have Fermento armor. This armor is disgustingly expensive. You're gonna need to hop in the mushroom farm for a while. In total for 2/4, you need a stack of enchanted red mushroom blocks and a stack of enchanted brown mushroom blocks. That is pain. That's not to mention the stack of enchanted cane and 70 mutant netherwort. Honestly, those aren't like that bad. The mushroom is definitely the worst part. By the way, use your Jacob's tickets to upgrade your hose and dicer to tier 2. Maybe tier 3 if you want. I mean, it's up to you. The world's your oyster. Do what you want, man. However, finally, you must keep this in mind. Mining is one of the most consistent money-making methods in the game, making over 30 mil coins an hour with a max setup.